Hello, this is Rich, and we are here on our desert painting, and we are day 2. And yesterday we got in some of these background mountains, the sky. I actually off camera put these mountains in as well, but most of them will be covered up by bushes and trees. But I wanted to show you this right here. I was doing a little testing of my shadow colors and my midtones and my highlights. And for me it's important because I'm working in a certain color palette. This was a certain time of day, has a certain lighting, and because I've already established the background mountain colors, I want to still stay true to some of this ambient light, bringing it into the foreground colors as I move forward. So I'm just testing those out right now just to see, hey, is that looking good? Is that too dark? Is that too light? So that's what I did there. So now I'm going to switch over to a little time lapse. Then I'm going to block in all of this area here and here, and then we'll do a little tutorial on how I did that, and then get into some bushes. So thank you for watching. Okay, so as you can see, I have put in this background, kind of like a middle ground area in front of the mountains, and you'll see that on the time lapse. So what I did is, like I always do, is I come in with my dark shadow tones, and then I come in with my mid-tones, and then my highlights. And the dark ones here, they have a little bit of black in them because I'm trying to bring it up further and further. This is quite a bit closer to the viewer than this, so we're going to have a little bit darker colors, and that's when I start introducing the black. So I'm going to show you how I do that here. And what I did that you didn't get to see is I mixed some of the sky color with a little bit of red, a little bit of blue, and it gives me this kind of dark mauve color. And then as I go, I introduce a little bit more of the pure blue here and there to kind of show how light or shadow really looks in nature, where it always has that ambient atmospheric hue to it, depending on how close or far away you are from it. So that's what I'm trying to emulate here with my colors. Mixing your colors accurately is super important to get a realistic view. You can be really loose with it, and as long as your colors are accurate and your lights and darks are accurate, then you get a realistic looking painting. Another way to tackle this is if you keep doing progress pics of your painting and then take it into the computer or on your phone and turn it in black and white, and then you can see the different tones as far as it looks like a gray scale, and you'll see the darks, the mids, and the lights, and that'll give you a better feel for what you need to change as far as composition, lights and darks. Another way that I do is I squint at my picture, or I squint at my research material, and it gives me, by squinting, everything gets a little blurry and I see it as lights and darks. So that's what I'm trying to do here, and was doing as I was painting that, is I'm trying to see it as lights and darks, and then if I mix my colors accurately, then I'm going to have a pretty good looking painting. So you might want to try that little trick because it's all about shadow, it's all about light, and it's all about color. So let's dig into this part here. I'm going to do the exact same thing I did before with this. Let me get rid of some of this highlight. So I know that's going to be there. That's already super saturated on my brush, so I'm just getting it off before I go in the water. Kind of don't want to mix or waste that. So I am using, again, my little 1/2-inch brush. I'll come down here in my dark, shadowy areas, and I'm gonna just put in the shadows of these bushes. Again, this is the primary blue with the primary red, a little bit of the sky, and just a little bit of black that I introduce as I get closer. And this is behind a bush, so I really don't even see what this is, but I want to put it in before I put my bush over it. So I'm just kind of making this part up. The rest, I've used my photo that I took yesterday of this scene outside my house. So again, just blocking in the shadows of these bushes. There's cholla out here, there's saguaro, there's prickly pear cactus, other cactuses that I probably don't even know their names, but they're all over the place here. And the cholla especially, which is what I'm simulating here, they have kind of a nice light yellowy sagey looking color to them. Okay, so after I get this in, then I want to show some areas that are a little darker by going into some black. Then I'm going to take my brush, clean it off, go into some of my green here. My green got a little bit muddy as my palette kind of moved on me. And this green I've mixed, I've just introduced a little bit of yellow into this mountain shadow color, which gives me this nice mid-tone green going on. And I'm going to put that in there. All of these colors are fairly pastel-y looking. And you can see it's not that much different than this slope that really is comprised of a bunch of this stuff. It's just so far away. Looks like a solid green. So understanding what you see in nature is important to trying to portray it. Okay. That looks like I got a big bush right here. And right now I'm just gonna want to throw in some of the branches as they go up, knowing that most of this side's gonna have a big tree coming up that has some really nice character to it, has some nice shadows and highlights, and it was a good time of day to get that picture. I like to, when I can, go out and take my own pics just to get exactly what I'm trying to achieve. And I'd actually like to start doing more plein air. And so now you see I'm starting to come back in with some highlights. Actually, mid-tone highlights, so I would actually have one more layer of highlight here. So this is pretty much my method. I try to compartmentalize it, and it wasn't anything I learned. It's just, I guess, from painting, and what I realized worked well for me was if I compartmentalize it into darks, mids, and lights, helps me move quickly. And it gives it a nice art quality to it. Again, you know you're looking at a painting, but it has enough realism to it that it's pleasing. And here I think we need a lot lighter highlight. And then here, as I did over here, I'm emulating the cholla. And they're essentially cactuses covered by these little bulbs they almost look like sea urchins. And they are like Velcro. They stick right to you. Okay, so I'm thinking I want a little more yellow in that. Just give me a little more warmth. And that's pretty much it. That's it right there. A quick tutorial of how I do that. Again, I will throw this whole tutorial all put together, every little episode I'm doing, on YouTube. Rich Marks. So I hope that's helpful. And thank you for watching.